But before we start getting into the other parts of the collection, wanted to do a little interlude with poster for Predator 2. I was able to get this at a convention for, I want to say it was like 50, maybe $80. Definitely worth it though. Happy to get cool miscellaneous stuff in my collection like this. So, yeah. And plus, love Predator 2. So, it works out. But with that in mind, let's start getting into what I consider the bread and butter of my collection. Because, you got the movies, you got some of the games. What do you fucking do, right? Well, now let us get to, bam, the novels. So, yes, still got a pretty decent way to go, but, pretty good all things considered right now. And also, like I said, I've been collecting this since early 2010s, like 2010, 2011. So, yeah. And I should also say, unlike with Star Wars, where I've actively been, going on online stores to get books, pretty much everything you're going to see here was bought from comic shops, conventions. I did buy a few of these things, and I will point them out, but yeah, and also, Christmas and birthday, etc. Okay, so anyways, start off with the novelization of the first film. My dad had this, and as you can see, it has, seen better days, but still cool to have. I do plan on getting the Titan reprint, just to get a nicer looking copy. And then got the first original novel, Earth Hive. And I should also say most, 99% of the Bantam books were just novelizations of the Dark Horse comics. But, still cool to have, essentially getting expanded versions of those stories. And in the case of the original Dark Horse comic trilogy, when obviously those were released before Alien 3 and thus used Ripley, Newt, and Hicks. But, when Alien 3 came out and killed off Newt and Hicks, Dark Horse went back and reprinted the book and changed the names, and these novelizations have those changed names. Billy and Wilkes, and then Ripley is just an android. And plus, gotta give it to Bantam. They're always good with the covers. Okay, next up, Book 2, Nightmare Asylum. Again, really great cover. Not much to say there. Genocide, another novelization. Again, cool cover. The first AVP novel, again, novelization. Got this off Thrift Books, as you can see. Again, really great cover. Steve Perry. That's a name definitely see a lot when it comes to Alien and Predator stuff. Certainly makes you wish that the first AVP movie was just adapting this, which was one of the script ideas. And then we got this weird one, Hunter's Planet. It's an original novel. Now, the prologue is an adaptation of... I'm trying to remember. I think it was one of the short comics in one of the anthology collections from Dark Horse. What became AVP War Issue 0. What was collected in AVP War Issue 0. But for the majority of it, it is an original novel. It's it's interesting, but not as compelling as not compelling as the novelizations, I think. But, still a cool effort. And not to mention, because this wasn't written by, or because this wasn't a novelization of a Dark Horse comic, the events here are contradicted in AVP War. So, yeah, you don't really need to read this, but I would still read it regardless. Concrete Jungle, novelization of Predator Volume 1 from Dark Horse. Again, cool to have. Alien Harvest, another novelization. Rogue, yet again, novelization. Labyrinth, novelization. Music of the Spears, another novelization. And another one from my dad. And the cool thing about this is that he got this at a convention, a horror writers convention, and got Yvonne Navarro to sign it. Of course, my dad had no interest in actually reading the book, but just wanted her signature. So, pretty neat, I think. Yeah, I said it was a novelization. Yeah. Anyway, so Predator Cold War, another novelization. AVP War, again, novelization. Big Game. Thrift Books, as you can see, another novelization. Skipping ahead a few years, got the novelization of the first AVP film. Really makes me wish Requiem got a novelization. I think at the very least could have gotten some cool stuff on Wolf, but whatever. Okay, Steel Egg, which is the first book I have from Dark Horse. And Predator Flesh and Blood. And yeah, the Dark Horse. And the novels from Dark Horse are original novels, so pretty cool. The Predator ones can be bitch to get. Like, plenty of them are pretty pricey. Like, I think this one I got. Yeah, this one I got in Thrift Books for like. Or no, I got this on eBay, I think, for like $20. And yeah, certainly one of the cool things about the Alien Predator novels is that you see this same writers pop up, which I think is always cool. Like, Steve Perry, you see come back a bunch of times. David Bischoff, you see a few times. S.D. Perry. I don't know if John Shirley comes back. I think he does. Anyway, so yeah, I just think that's really neat. Predator Turnabout. Again, Thrift Books. I think this was like $20. I want to say. Some of them can go for like $100. Like the slasher novels, I swear to God. Okay, so got an omnibus from Titan, which collects the 3 Bantam AVP books. And I've said before on this channel, and as you'll see more throughout this, Titan, for whatever reason, has their cover art comprised of AVPR, promo material, screenshots, Photoshop, stuff. Except point is, you see AVP imagery on these covers, which is annoying because, these 3 books have nothing to do with AVPR. Wolf isn't there. The aliens do not look like this. And is there any reason at all you couldn't just use the original cover of at least one of them? This just gives people the wrong fucking impression. And I believe I've said this in earlier video, but maybe it has to do with licensing covers. Like, maybe it's just cheaper to just make photoshopped shit work or photoshopped cover art from AVPR material than it is to create an original cover. And Fox, at least at the time, would have just sold the AVPR material for cheap. I don't know, but that's disappointing. And the reason I got this is because I didn't have the 3 AVP novels at the time. And plus, I just wanted to have at least one of these omnibuses. Okay, so now we get into the Titan books proper with the original stuff. And got these for actually, I think it was Christmas. And my dad somehow got the UK releases, so now I got these 3 books bigger than the other novels, but not like it matters, because the Titan novels do not have a consistent size, which is annoying, but whatever. So, got Out of the Shadows, starting off really strong with a pretty cool cover, dipping in quality a bit for this one, but still cool enough. And again, I think not as good as the one for Out of the Shadows, but on the same level as Sea of Sorrows, I think. Not great. It doesn't do a good job at telling me anything about what this is about. Compare that to, say, the AVP War, giving me Machiko Noguchi fighting a predator. Or, I don't know, Rogue, giving me some of the characters. Music of the Spears. Showing off just how bizarre in concept that story actually is. These don't give me anything. I think in that regard, they are pretty piss poor covers. They don't do a good job of conveying anything about the plot, any of the books. Speaking of which, the fucking Rage War Trilogy, everything I said about the cover for the omnibus applies here. Gross. Gross. Extra gross. Like, come on. Like, we haven't seen this kind of crossover of the Predator Alien AVP title since I'm trying to remember Fire and Stone or Life and Death, which one came last. Whatever. Point is, this is just like this is gross. Wolf isn't even in this. And not to mention, again, this tells me nothing of what the plot is. Like, and just using... No, actually, these aren't the Requiem aliens. Yeah, something you'll definitely notice is in regards to the Predator and AVP stuff from Titan, they really like to use the Requiem imagery. But Aliens, for whatever reason, doesn't really have that problem, and I don't know why. But then we got the first short story collection, Bug Hunt. Again, size, so big it can't even fit in this, but, cover art is... I mean, I'll let this one slide because, it's just a short story collection, so just having a picture of some xenomorph head is fine, it's not great, but, it's something. At least, I'll just take this one. Got the novelization of Alien Covenant. Still have to read this, but I'm sure it'll get me to not hate the film as much as I do. Origins, I have zero interest in reading it, but I have to. If only I cared at all about any of those characters, but I do not. Then we got the Predator short story collection. getting familiar names there. So, pretty cool. And I do know this. I don't remember if Bug Hunt has short stories that take place in the pre-Prometheus continuity, but I know this one does at least. Alien the Cold Forge. Again, cover art, but at least it's not taking imagery from Requiem. What happened to cover art, man? And I guess as an interlude, before we get to the last batch, the Weyland-Yutani report. Yes, people, I do not have the collector's edition. I am not a true fan. Sigh. But, still great to have. Moving over. Got the Predator prequel novel. The Predator novel. So, don't care about either of these, but, have to read them. Alien Echo, which was the first, hardcover novel. Obviously, this isn't a novel, but yeah. Alien Isolation novelization. Really interested in reading this. Alien Prototype. Phalanx, which I decided to get in hardcover. The Hunting Grounds prequel novel. Interested in reading this. Not going to play the game because I'm not into multiplayer only games, but still cool to have. Into the Charybdis. And wow, look, an actually good cover. Wow. What are the odds? Well, okay, so Stalking Shadows did have a good cover art, but, using material from the game. Phalanx, well, it does a better job at giving me something about the plot, though I don't think it really looks good. Prototype, just image of xenomorph, so whatever. Isolation is just the game cover. Alien Echo is this weird live action photography, Photoshop work. It looks interesting at least, and it does give me characters from the book, so. And let's see, that's just a poster, and then again, poster, but, still better than previous work. Screen. Is this a script? Screenplay. A novel of the William Gibson Alien 3. Certainly did a lot with William Gibson's Alien 3. Got the Dark Horse comic, got the audio drama with Michael Biehn and Lance Henriksen. This. I read the Dark Horse comic adaptation years ago. Thought it was all right, I guess. I still prefer the Alien 3 we got. Primarily the assembly cut, but still glad we got the film we got, but I can leave a review of that for another day. Still, though, nice cover. Infiltrator, the prequel novel to the game. What's it, Fire Squad? Whatever. Not going to play the game because, again, multiplayer only. But, nice cover. We finally got an AVP short story collection. And, look, it's not Requiem. It's still just material from a movie, but still the 04 movie, not Requiem, so that's cool at least. But, yeah, that's what I got for now. Still got some ways to go, but you know, overall, pretty happy with what I have. All right, so now it's time for the last part, the comics.